Story 1. When the Mars rover played a Black Eyed Peas song on Mars, I tweeted, "Great, now the Martians will definitely be hostile," and got blocked by will.i.am. I didn't even mention him or anything, so I'm kind of at a loss as to how he saw it. Story 2. 7 or 8 years ago, I used to follow Busy Phillips on Instagram because I thought she was cute and funny. However, every day she would post intense close-up videos of herself working out, like on all fours, pouring sweat, staring into your soul. No talking, just 3 or more stories of grunting and sweat. I didn't understand it. Now looking back, she was definitely getting paid by whatever workout studio she was filming from. One day she posted a survey basically asking if she should stop posting these weird videos. I voted yes and she blocked me. What a strange woman. Story 3. Mario Lopez accidentally followed me probably a decade ago on Twitter. I sent him a direct message like 2 weeks later saying thanks for the follow and then was blocked laughing out loud. Story 4. Not me, but my best friend got blocked by Tony the Tiger's Twitter account because she followed enough people who liked some furry content at some point, and whoever was running that account absolutely salted the earth to make sure no furries were following Tony. Story 5. On Facebook, Death Cab for Cutie got hacked with a link titled, "How to Eat Ass," and it included a video. After that, many people, including me, kept commenting Death Cab for Booty, and they blocked me for that. Story 6. I was blocked by Mel B, also known as Scary Spice. She went on a talk show and talked about how she was invited to Meghan and Harry's wedding. She said the Spice Girls were going to perform. She even went as far as to describe what the invitation looked like. All of the other Spice Girls, when asked, said it was not true. Obviously, it never happened. A while later, Mel B put up a meme on her Instagram about how she hates dishonest people. I responded, "So, how was the royal wedding?" Blocked. Story 7. I was massively into the Glee fandom back in the day. Marie Jones, who plays Coach Beast, would always tweet in capital letters, and one day I just replied something like, "Why do you always type in capital letters?" and got blocked, laughing my head off. Story 8. It wasn't me, but William Shatner was talking about his tinnitus and someone suggested he sleep with a fan. They meant an electric fan. He interpreted it a bit differently. Story 9. I got blocked on Soulja Boy's Twitch when I asked in chat when my Soulja Boy console would arrive because I never got any shipping information. He got really upset about my question. Haha. Story 10. Alec Baldwin blocked me on Twitter about 10 years ago. To be fair, I challenged him to a fight in my high school parking lot. Guess he didn't want any trouble. Story 11. Adam Baldwin blocked me on Twitter years ago because I told a friend of mine that he was basically Jane Cobb in real life. I guess he searches his name for people to get mad at because neither my friend nor I were big accounts. Story 12. Way back, I got blocked by a local weatherman. He was wearing a blazer that was very wrinkled, so I tweeted to him and the station that he should have ironed his blazer. The next time he came on screen, he wore a different blazer, but it was an ugly bright yellow mustard color. So I tweeted, saying, "Iron your blazer, not put on an uglier one." Got blocked after that. Story 13. Not a celebrity, but the Head and Shoulders Twitter account blocked me because I tweeted them every day for a month asking why they don't have a foot wash line called Knees and Toes. I still don't understand why they don't. Story 14. I got suspended once for posing as the leader of the Westboro Baptist Church and tweeting to their members that we needed to pass the collection plate around twice next week so I could get the new Jordans. They're not exactly celebrities, but this was when they were really starting to show up everywhere with their dumb signs. Story 15. Not really a celebrity or me, but my niece made a fake Facebook page for The Bachelor. Last name was Spinelli. I've never watched and claimed he was married to her. She would post things between the two of them. She received a cease and desist message and they blocked her. She was 16. Story 16. Frank Ocean dropped out of Coachella last year 2 days before I was supposed to see him live, claiming he broke his ankle. So, I direct messaged him saying, "Send me the x-rays," and he blocked me. Story 17. Not really a celebrity, But Joel Osteen blocked me on Instagram for calling him out on his preventing people from taking refuge in his megachurch during the hurricane. Story 18. Roseanne blocked me on Twitter about 15 years ago. I forget what she was saying, but it was a blanket statement about how people who disagreed with her on a certain subject were un-American. I made some comment about singing the national anthem, and poof, I was blocked. You probably have to be a certain age to even get the reference. Story 19. I told Ted Cruz to sit on a cactus on Twitter years ago. He blocked me and then my account got banned. I appealed it with just, "Come on guys, it's Ted Cruz." And to my surprise, they unbanned me. Story 20. One day about 25 years ago, Steve Buscemi was walking around Horatio Street down in Greenwich Village. He was talking on a cell phone when he stepped onto the street to cross to the other side. As soon as he stepped onto the street, it was clear that he had blocked the path of an oncoming bicycle. Steve Buscemi was hit by a teenager on a bicycle. That teenager was me. He probably doesn't remember it wasn't a particularly hard hit. Now, whenever I see him on screen, I have to let everyone around know that I hit him that one time down in the village. Also, it was the first time I ever considered the dangers of cell phones. I can't remember the exact year, but I remember the Knicks were freaking awesome. Ewing, Starks, maybe 1994. Story 21. Scott Baio blocked me for tweeting the following. Crazy how Scott Baio played a genius in Baby Geniuses 2 and plays a dumbass in real life. That's some impressive range. Knowing he saw it delights me to this day. Story 22. I kept tweeting that all of Joan Cusack's movies were much better than her brothers, to John Cusack. Things like, "Oh my God, your character in Shameless was such an amazing performance." But I sent them to John Cusack. Story 23. He did not block me, but the rapper Necro once threatened to kill me because I made fun of his shirt on Instagram. I have never felt more honored in my life. Story 24. I told the wrestler Val Venis that I love his matches because it gave me time to take a break and grab a snack, knowing I wouldn't miss anything. The lead singer of the band Trapt was saying they were the biggest band of the 2000s and could sell out arenas if they wanted to. I asked him why there were still tickets available to every show they had and why he chose to play mostly at restaurants. I called it the Bar and Grill Tour, and he didn't like that. Story 25. Not so much a celebrity but infamous. David Duke blocked me when I told him his obvious plastic surgery made him look like the robot devil from Futurama. I've been trolling him off and on for 30 years. Story 26. I found someone on his Facebook friends list with the same last name as me. I added that person, they accepted, and now that I had a mutual friend with Spenny with the same last name as me, he probably assumed I was a relative and accepted my friend request. I proceeded to spam his account and wall with posts demanding he pay Wolfish his 10 grand. He blocked me as he said he would. He does not like being reminded of this 10 grand. Story 27. I once asked Kevin Nash if he tore his quadriceps posting a tweet. He then told me he did it banging my mom and blocked me. I don't have any ill will toward him. I thought it was hilarious. Story 28. Not really much of a celebrity, but a porn star I used to follow asked us to direct message her our most dirty pictures. I sent her a picture of dirt. She wasn't too thrilled. Story 29. Ellie Goulding was talking about how meat was bad for you on Instagram. I, being the insufferable teenage debate brain I was, wrote an entire essay explaining why she was wrong, the benefits of eating meat, how morality is based on more than someone's diet, etc. I spent about half an hour constructing it. She simply replied, "You have too much time on your hands," and blocked me. She wasn't wrong. Story 30. Lance Armstrong blocked me on Twitter in 2010. He was flying all over the world in a private plane, and I replied to a tweet asking about the environmental ramifications and shared an article about his water usage. In 1 month, he used 330,000 gallons of water at his home in Austin. Story 31. Currently trying to get blocked by John Stamos. I use his name in my Instagram handle, so every time his official account has a live video, I go on and call him an imposter. Story 32. I got drunk one night and tweeted Olive Garden that, "Your endless pasta bowls are nonsense because you ended mine when I took off my pants." I was blocked within 5 minutes and loved showing people that. After a year, they unblocked me, so I guess it's automated. Story 33. Blocked by my congressperson. I called out their voting history and pointed out bills they took credit for at a public event in front of people in a town destroyed by a natural disaster, even though they had actually opposed the bill. They were not just opposed. They were a co-sponsor of the opposing bill to block aid. I commented under a video they posted with those people at an event that appeared staged, as dozens of state police escorted them through the area on foot and interviewed one supposed citizen. Banned. Within a few days, news articles appeared pointing out that congresspeople cannot do that on official pages unless it's a threat, and I was unblocked, along with more than 100 others. I made a few more comments pointing things like that out, and they stopped posting anywhere but their personal page. Several months ago, they vowed not to run again. I know I had nothing to do with that decision, but I like to pretend I was such a nuisance that they had to see it, so they just quit. Story 34. I replied to a tweet by Steve Albini regarding something about the price associated with producing an album. I replied asking how many roast beef sandwiches you could buy for that price, which you would enjoy much more. He told me to go away and bother somebody else and blocked me. Story 35. I was blocked by James Charles on Grindr, laughing out loud, and it was the real him. He verified and everything. I reached out as a joke like, oh yeah, I doubt it. But no, we talked for a while. Anyways, I asked him if he wanted to go to the club with me. He just left me on read. Then I said, oh sorry, it's not under 18 night. And he instantly blocked me. Story 36. The prophet of the Mormon Church blocked me. I left the church a decade ago and was probably being a troll, but I had fun with that because I could no longer follow the prophet, which is a big deal in Mormonism. Story 37. Nicki Minaj blocked me during her Twitter rampage since I replied to her, saying the following: "Girl, get off Twitter and go check on your child before your husband tries to touch him too. At this point, this is just embarrassing. She's not scared. She just doesn't want to engage because she's mature, unlike some, clearly. Jesus, your husband really does like kids." Shaking my head. So you're promoting your fans sending death threats to a child? What is your family's obsession with children like? Jesus Christ, woman, give it a rest. Go check on your son before your husband molests him too. Unless he only likes little girls because you're acting very childish. Is this what you have to do to get him to touch you? Act like a little kid? Pathetic. And I don't regret any of it. Story 38. Not a celebrity, but Tommy Tallarico blocked me on Twitter when I poked holes in Amico marketing. In 2018, or whenever it was when that scam started, it turned out to be a really easy thing to do. Story 39. I got blocked by Hugh Jackman on Twitter several years ago. He had posted a picture of himself golfing, and I thought it would be funny to post something like, "Oh, to be a rich person able to play golf and relax." I would have blocked me too, to be honest. Story 40. William H. Macy was filming a movie in my town, and one of the shoots was at a house 2 doors down from me. The film crew blocked off the entire street, and I had to walk an entire block to get to my house, so I was blocked by William H. Macy when I just wanted to get home. Story 41. When Josh Duggar was found guilty, I posted on the Duggar family blog that your sins are terrible and it is just that you suffer. Judgment has come, and it is righteous. Story 42. I was blocked by the producer for The Ellen Show because I pointed out his misogyny regarding the 2016 election. But then George Clinton followed me, and I forgot the producer's name. Story 43. Kat Von D. I made comments about how she's happy to apply chemicals on her face in the form of her makeup brand and inject chemicals under her skin for her tattoos. And she's happily paid to do this for others. Yet the chemicals in the whooping cough vaccine for her baby were deemed unsafe, and I called her a bad mom. I was blocked within minutes, and then she released a statement on her Instagram about being a new mom who makes mistakes. Anyway, she's a narcissistic small-timer big-time wannabe. Story 44. Not really a celebrity, but Alexis Nyers. She is clearly a very big spender. She gloats about getting $500 haircuts, facials, Botox, all this stuff. She drives an expensive car. She lived in an expensive house in a very nice suburb of Los Angeles. She makes it rather obvious that she spends a lot of money on a daily basis. She makes a post asking her followers to buy all of her high-end designer bags, clothes, and jewelry so that she can pay for autism treatment for her daughter, stating it costs $20,000. I don't have $20,000. I said something along the lines of, "You have $20,000 in your face alone?" I'm paraphrasing. A bunch of other people called her out. Unsurprisingly, I got blocked. So, I am blocked by someone who burglarized Orlando Bloom's house and lied about it for years. Story 45. I ordered a sign poster from Kel Mitchell for my friend's birthday. I wanted him to sign it saying, "I will always be your orange soda. Love, Kel." I received, from Mr. Orange Soda himself, Kel. I contacted him via the website. His agent sent me a message and said Mr. Mitchell was highly offended by the message and to either keep it or send it back for a refund and never contact them again. So, I printed out the email and put it with the poster. Told my buddy I offended Kel Mitchell for his birthday. Still hangs in his living room. Story 46. Pro wrestler Ryback said he would retire if CM Punk returned to World Wrestling Entertainment at Survivor Series. When Punk returned, I asked, "Does this mean Ryback is retired?" He blocked me so fast. I love professional wrestling, but some of them have the world's thinnest skin in real life. Story 47. I got blocked on Instagram by Yesnaya from the short-lived TLC dating show Spouse House because I asked her if her on-screen marriage during that show was a sham and if the whole show was staged nonsense. I was right.